What's good, guys? CJ here, and welcome back to another Pokemon Pocket video. Today we're going to talk about every single card from the Space-Time Smackdown booster sets. I'm going to give you guys my personal opinion regarding these cards, and we're going to break down what they officially do, what they bring to the table, and how much the meta is going to change. So let's hop right in. Alright, so let's kick things off, and I will be looking at all the cards, and then towards the end of the video, we'll look at each individual pack to see which pack has the cards you guys are trying to get. So we're starting off with Oddish at 60 HP. It has Blot for 10 damage and it heals this Pokemon for 10, which is actually kind of interesting. Then we have Gloom with Razor Leaf with 30 damage and 80 HP. Bellossom with 130 HP and Leaf Step for 80 damage. Not bad, but it is a stage 2. Tangela for 30 damage with Vine Whip and 70 HP. And Tangrowth with 130 HP and Mega Drain with 90 damage. It is a 4-cost ability with a 3-cost retreat, which it's a little bit iffy, a little bit expensive if I do say so myself. Then we have Yanma with 50 HP and Flap with 20 damage. And then we're moving over to Yan Mega, which has 140 HP. It does 120 damage with Air Slash, and it discards a random energy from this Pokemon, and it has a 1-cost retreat. That's actually a pretty good Pokemon. 3 cost, 120, and 1 energy to retreat. Doesn't seem bad at all. Roselia, 20 points of damage with Sting and 70 points of HP. And then Roserade, 100 HP and 2 energy for 50 damage. And Poisonous Whip, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. So, not bad. Then we got Turtwig. It has Bite for 30 damage and 80 HP. Grotle, 100 HP and Razor Leaf, 3 costs with 60 damage in a 3-cost retreat. And Torterra, 160 HP, 4-cost Frenzy Plant for 150 damage. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Frenzy Plant. Yeah, I'm not feeling that whatsoever. Not being able to attack next turn, having a 4-cost retreat, makes you just a sitting duck. Even if you're going to get hit for like 20 damage, you're still just sitting there taking damage. So I don't know how to feel about that card. Then we have Kricketot, 60 HP with Bug Bite for 20 damage at 1 cost, and Kricketoo 90 HP and Entrancing Melody for 50 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now Confused. Now we gotta see how Confused works, because if it works like in the games, you know, you have a chance to attack yourself, which is pretty damn good. Burmy, HP 60 and it does Tackle for 10 damage. Wormadam, 120 HP and Leaf Cutter for 60. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. Okay, that's kind of interesting, but I mean, nothing outstanding. It's still 60. It could do up to 90. 3 cost, 2 cost retreat. And Combi, 50 HP. Call for Family. Put 1 random basic Pokemon from your deck onto your bench. This could be quite interesting. It does have a 1-cost retreat. Vespiquen, 100 HP and 70 damage with Pierce and a 2 retreat cost. Not really sold on that. Then we got Carnivine, 90 HP and Flog, 40 plus. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 50 more damage, so it can hit up to 90. 3 energy, 1 energy retreat cost. Not bad. Leafeon, HP 90 and Leaf Cyclone hits for 90. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Another little Torterra, kind of random. And then we got the Rotoms. We actually have the Rotom. So Mo Rotom, HP 80, energy cutoff. Flip a coin. If heads, discard random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Could be interesting. Shaman. Okay, we got Shaman, 60 HP and it has an ability, Flagrant Flower Garden. Once during your turn, you may heal 10 damage from each of your Pokemon. And it still attacks for 30 with Flop. Shaman could be an interesting Pokemon, seeing as it's a basic. You could kind of just drop a couple Shamans and you'll be healing, kind of interesting. So we'll have to see what this does. It could be pretty fun in certain decks, but not too sold on it. Magmar, 80 HP and it has Stoke. Take a fire energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. Okay, so this could be interesting as a 2 retreat cost, and it sets up Magmortar, which has 130 HP and it hits for 100 with Bursting Inferno. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. It has a 3 retreat cost, so you could kind of set it up with Magmar relatively quick. So I could see this kind of working, but still 100, kind of iffy. Then we have Slugma, 70 HP, and it hits for 20 with Flare. And then we have Macargo with 120 HP and Searing Flame. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Very, very nice. I do like the whole burn. Chimchar, Scratch, Monferno, Fiery Punch, which this is a nice jump. Nothing too crazy, but it's still one cost, so it's not bad. You can set up something else that one turn, and then next turn you set up your Infernape with Flare Blitz, discard all fire energy from this Pokemon, and it hits for 140, so you can get this thing enabled pretty damn good while you have something else in the back cooking up. Heat Rotom, HP 80, and it does hit Heat Breath for 30. Flip a coin if this attack does 30 more damage. Okay, so if it's heads, this attack does 30 more damage, so it could hit up to 60, and it does have a 1 retreat cost. I can't get over Infernape. 170 HP, it can hit 140, and I forgot to mention, it has no retreat cost. Bro, Infernape is actually looking to be freaking insane. You can back row this Pokemon relatively easy, and now you have a 140 Pokemon. You can literally hit with your Infernape, right? For 140, Giovanni 150, take most Pokemon, most big threats out, back it up, put it in the back row while you're building it up, and then you have your back row Pokemon that you were building up because this dude only takes 2 energy hitting. You can even run like double Infernapes and you'll just destroy almost everything. Who knows? But the possibilities with Infernape and Fire decks are pretty damn good. Then we have Swinub with 60 HP, Headbutt with 2 cost and a 2 cost retreat. We have Pillow Swine at 110 HP with the ability Thick Fat. This Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks from fire and water Pokemon. I like that. And then the ability is Hammer In for 3 energy, and it does 60 damage with a 3 cost retreat. Ooh. Then we have Mamoswine with Thick Fat once again, but now it takes 30 damage less from attacks from fire or water Pokemon, and it has Frosty Flattening for 120 damage. So this could be quite interesting to counter some decks, because being able to take minus 30 damage, you enable this thing with one of the items that there's in the game, you're going to be tanking quite a lot with this freaking Pokemon. Then we have Reggie Ice. We actually have the Reggies. HP 110, has the ability Crystal Body, prevents all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. Okay, that's interesting against, you know, Confuse, Burn, and all them weird things that people are going to be running. And it has Frost Smash for 50 with a 2 cost retreat. I'm a little underwhelmed considering it's a Reggie. I feel that it would have something hit harder, but it is a basic Reggie. We would have to wait for the EX versions of these. Then we have Piplup. It has Nap, it heals it for 20, so okay. Primplup, HP 90, and it hits with Surf for 30. And then Empoleon, which has 150 HP, and it hits with Aqua Jet. This attack also does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Interesting. It hits for 80 and it does 30 to a benched Pokemon. Not bad. Then we got Weasel, which hits for 20 and it has 60 HP. Floatzel, which has 90 HP, and it has Jet Screw, which hits for 30. And if you flip a coin, if its heads, this attack does 30 more damage. I feel this could have been a Pokemon with like no cost to retreat, but I mean, I know they already have other Pokemons that do that in the water format, so I get it, but that's not bad. It could hit for 60 and it only has a 1 cost retreat. Then we got Shellos, which has Mud Slap that does 30. It has a 2 cost retreat, and it does have 70 HP, which is all right. Then we have Gastrodon, which has 120 HP, and it has Muddy Water. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. It hits for 60 and it has a 3 cost retreat. So once again, I feel that they're doing a lot of gimmicks with this particular packs. Like, this is not one of those situations where it's like a very straightforward, you know, decks that are going to come out of these packs. I feel that they're just dropping all kinds of things that are going to be mixing into already established decks, brand new decks, and brand new styles of decks as well. Then we got Finneon, Elegant Swim, flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Lumineon with Waterfall for 1 cost that hits 50. It has a 1 cost retreat and it has 90 HP. That's not bad at all. Then we have Snoover with 70 HP and the attack Ice Shard that does 10 damage. And if your opponent's active Pokemon is a fighting Pokemon, this attack does 30 more damage. counter to fighting decks right then and there, bro. You run into this thing, ooh, it's a pain, bro. And then we got a Bomb Snow with 140 HP and the ability Frost Breath for 4 energy, hitting 120 and a 4-cost retreat. Not bad. Glaceon, 90 HP with Ice Beam. Flip a coin. If it's heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Okay. Okay, so it hits 60, 1-cost retreat, 2 energy. Not the greatest, but not bad. Then we have Rotom Wash with 80 HP and Wave Splash for 30 damage and 2-cost retreat. And Frost Rotom with Blizzard. This attack also does 10 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. It's 2 energy, 1-cost retreat, and 80 HP. So Frost Rotom is looking kind of interesting. Then we got the GOAT. We've already talked about this guy, Palkia EX. Slash, Dimensional Storm, 150 HP, being able to hit 150. And listen, a lot of people were saying it has a really bad downside to this Pokemon. Discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. This attack also does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, right? Discarding 3 energy might seem like a really bad thing, and normally it is, right? But when you're in a deck with Misty, you're already having options to set yourself up quite nicely. And the fact that it has Slash, so even as you're building this thing up, you're still dealing 30, 30, 30. So it's still going to be a pretty damn solid Pokemon. And it's pretty much a wall. Even if you're fighting up against another Pokemon, while they set up, you're still able to hit 30s, right? And if you happen to hit a Misty and get a couple extra energies on it, bro, you're set with this card. And then for cards like that, we have Manaphy with 50 HP and the ability or attack, Oceanic Gift. Choose 2 of your benched Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, take a water energy from your energy zone and attach it to that Pokemon. That is absolutely crazy. That's definitely going to be in all water decks. Like, that card is absolutely insane. Then we got Magnemite, 60 HP with the ability Ram, a new Magneton with 80 HP and the ability Lightning Ball, and Magnezone with 140 HP and the ability Thunder Blast, which does 110 damage, but it discards all energy from this Pokemon. So we'll have to see how this does. Like, that's interesting, especially if you pair it up with the previous Magnezone, but it's still kind of iffy. It still hits hard, but I don't know how it'll fare out. I need Voltorb with 60 HP and the ability Big Explosion. This Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself. I don't know how to feel about this one. Then we have Electrode with 80 HP and the ability Rolling Attack, but it does have a retreat cost. And let's be honest, the reason we like our Electrodes in our Lightning decks is because it has no retreat cost. A new Electabuzz with 80 HP and the ability Charge. Take lightning energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. So pretty much the same as Magmar, but electric. Then we have Electivire at 120 HP and the ability Exciting Voltage. If this Pokemon has at least 2 extra lightning energy attached, this attack does 80 more damage. Okay, so it can hit for 120. You don't lose your energy. And with Electabuzz, you can set up Electivire quite nicely. So I actually do like this. Hitting for 120 is actually quite nice. So we'll have to see how this guy fares out. Then we have Shinx with 60 HP and the ability Hide. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage and effects and attacks done to this Pokemon. So pretty much a Doug trio, if I remember correctly. Then we have Luxio with 90 HP and the ability Electric Claws that hits for 40. Luxray with 130 HP and the ability Volt. Discard all electric energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Oh. See, now you guys might be thinking, 120 damage, but listen, to one of your opponent's Pokemon, you can pick who you attack for 120 damage. Now, it is a stage 2. But the fact that you can choose means that if your opponent is taking their time in back row building, you can snipe their Pokemon and leave it either bleeding out the eyes or almost dead, because you're going to hit it hard as hell with Luxray. So quite interesting with that Luxray. Then we have Pachirisu EX for 120 HP and the ability Sparking Gadget. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, this attack does 40 more damage. That's 80 damage on this little dude. And he has a 1 energy retreat cost, so this can be pretty damn solid. We have Rotom, Assault Laser. If your opponent's active Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached to its attack, does 30 more damage. So that's actually pretty damn good. It counters a lot of these Pokemon tool users because it's going to be hitting for 50, which is going to be hard. It's going to be a hard hit. It's a basic Pokemon, so not bad. Then we have Togepi that hits 20 for pound and it has 50 HP. Togetic that has 80 HP and has Fairy Wind for 1 energy as well, and it does have a 1 retreat cost. And then Togekiss, 140 HP with the ability Overdrive Smash. During your turn, this Pokemon's overdrive. During your next turn, this Pokemon's Overdrive Smash attack does 60 more damage. That is insane. That is one of the strongest Pokemon we've seen so far in this set. Like, I don't know if you guys understand. Yes, it is a stage 2 Pokemon. It does have 140, so it still falls to certain Pokemons that hit 150 or sometimes higher. But what you guys got to realize is that you can hit for 60, and the next turn you can hit for 120. And if you pair this up with Cynthia, if you guys remember, you can hit your first turn for 110 or save your Cynthia for your next turn and hit 170. Oh shit, if you have 2 Cynthias, 110 hit and then 170 hit, you're taking down almost anything that most players have to fight with. Then we have Misdrevius for 60 HP and the ability Mumble that does 20 damage at 1 retreat cost. We have Mismagius EX, it has 140 HP and the ability Magical Delusions for 70. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Interesting, and 1 retreat cost. This is an interesting card. This is actually interesting. So the whole confused thing is good. Hitting 70 is good. 140 HP is iffy, but hey, we have a new route with Teleport. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. I actually like this route. A new Kirlia that has 80 HP and the ability Slap. We have Duskull with 60 HP and Will-O-Wisp. How does Will-O-Wisp not burn? I don't know, but it does 20 damage at 1 retreat cost. We have Dusclops with 90 HP and the ability Psy Punch that does 50 damage. It costs 3 energy and it has a 2 energy retreat cost. Then we have Dusknoir, which has 130 HP, the ability Shadow Veiled. As often as you like during your turn, you may choose one of your Pokemon that has damage on it and move all of its damage to this Pokemon. That is a very, very interesting ability, bro. And it still has an attack called Devour Soul that hits 70 for 3 energy and a 2 retreat cost. So you can just leave this dude in the back, right? And just keep taking the damage from your Pokemon, your main row Pokemon, and you're actually kind of solid, bro. That is insanely freaking good. I would like to see what decks are going to come up with this, like completely defensive decks, and just fitting one of these dudes in the back is going to be interesting. Then we have Drifbloom, which has 50 HP and the ability Expand. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks, and Drifbloom with 100 HP and the attack Balloon Strike that does 60 damage and has a 1 retreat cost. And then we have the fairies, Uxie, Mesprit, and Asilef, kicking things off with Uxie that has 70 HP and the ability Mind Boost. Take a psychic energy from your energy zone and attach it to Mesprit or Asilef. Ooh, that's actually really good. Then we have Mesprit with 70 HP and the attack Supreme Blast. You can use this attack only if you have Uxie and Asilef on your bench. Discard all energy from this Pokemon. Okay, so it's a lot of setup, but it just works freaking amazing because when you finally attack with your Mesprit, you can hit for 1 freaking 60, taking down most threats, and then you just insta switch to something else like your Uxie, and then boom, you're able to just 2 turn have your Mesprit online. So quite good. Then we have Asilef. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Pretty damn basic. We have Giratina, ladies and gentlemen. Giratina with HP 120 and the ability Levitate. If this Pokemon has any energy attached, it has no retreat cost. Ooh, that's really good. And the attack Spooky Shot that hits for 70, costs 3 energy. And it does have 3 retreat costs, but I mean, it has no retreat cost if it has any energy on it. So that's pretty damn good. Then we have Cresselia with 110 HP and the attack Moonlit Gain that does 50 damage and heals 20 damage from this Pokemon. That's not bad. We can pair this up with like a Shaman. We can pair this up with some of the new items, and like you're gonna have a pretty tanky Cresselia. It's still gonna get just absolutely obliterated, but just interesting mechanics. We have Rhyhorn with 80 HP and 2 energy horn attack for 40 damage. We have Rhydon with 110 HP and the attack Smackdown that does 70 damage for 3 energy, and it has a 3 energy retreat cost. And then we have Rhyperior that has 160 energy. It has a 4 energy attack called Mountain Swing that does 150 damage, but it discards the top 3 cards of your deck. That is a very bad card. That is a very bad card. Stage 2, 4 energy retreat, 4 energy attack, and it discards the top 3 cards of your deck, which could break the rest of the match. I don't know how that would be a good thing. I mean, I could see it being set up, and once it's set up with its 4 energy, you just 150, but I don't know. I think it's going to be very bad. I wish that Rhyhorn would have had something like gives itself energy, right, from the energy pile or something like that, but I don't know. Then we have Gligar that has 60 HP and the attack Pierce that does 20 damage with 1 retreat cost, and Gliscor that has 100 HP and the ability Acrobatics. Flip 2 coins, his attack does 20 damage for each heads with a 2 retreat cost. Not a big fan of that. Hitmontop with 80 HP and the attack Spinning Attack that does 50 damage for 2 energy with a 1 retreat cost. Then we have Nosepass that has 70 HP and the attack Ram that does 30 damage and has a 2 retreat cost. We have another Reggie with Regirock that has 120 HP, the ability Exoskeleton. This Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks, and the attack Boulder Crush that does 100 damage and it does have a 3 retreat cost. Then we have the fossil Pokemon Cranidos that has 90 HP and the attack Headbutt that hits for 50 with a 2 retreat cost. And then we have Rampardos with 150 HP and the attack Head Smash. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, this Pokemon also does 50 damage to itself. It does 130 damage on 1 energy on a stage 2. It could be really good, but the fact that it comes from a fossil Pokemon that you can't search for, it kind of, you know, takes a while to set up, could be a pain. You could back row set him up, put him online, and just take something out that just needs to die quick. And then boom, yeah, you take 50 damage. If this guy dies, he's not an EX, you only lose 1 point, but kind of iffy. I do like fossil Pokemons myself, so we'll have to see, but it is a stage 2 fossil Pokemon. So it's a little bit iffy. There's a lot of ifs around this Rampardos, but it could work. Then we have Wormadam with 120 HP and the attack Land Crush that hits for 70 with 2 retreat cost. Then we have Riolu with 60 HP and the attack Jab that hits for 20 with 1 retreat cost. And after that, we have Lucario with 100 HP and the ability Fighting Coach. Attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do plus 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Now, my question is, and I don't think so, but will this stack? Like if I have 2 Lucarios, will I be able to hit for plus 40 damage? I don't think it will, but if it does, that'll be insane. But now, even if it just hits plus 20, it's going to be kind of crazy. Some Pokemon are going to be able to reach new thresholds of damage, and it still has its own attack, Submarine Blow, that hits for 40 on 2 energy and 2 energy retreat cost. Then we have Hippopotas with 80 HP and the attack Rolling Tackle that hits for 60 on 3 energy and 3 energy retreat cost. And then we have Hippowdon that has 140 HP and it hits with Earthen Press for 120 damage on 4 energy with a 4 energy retreat cost. And I get it, all these thick, big Pokemon have very heavy retreat cost, but I don't know if that works with today's meta, bro. Then we have Gallade EX with 170 HP and the attack Energized Blade that hits for 70, and this attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, which could be insane, right? Fighting things like Charizard, even a Mewtwo. If you're able to hit Mewtwo first, bro, and it's fully set up to just nuke you next turn, for example, and it's sitting at 3, or it's about to get like Gallade, or what's her name, set up in the background, and it has 2 energy, you're already hitting for like 110, 130. You're hitting some pretty big numbers with this Pokemon. And if there's a Pokemon that has like 4 energy, like a Gyarados or some other Pokemons like that that need 4 energy to attack, you're gonna be hitting pretty damn hard. Then we have Murkrow with 60 HP and hitting for 20 with Peck, and Honchkrow with 100 HP hitting with Skill Dive. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon on 2 energy, and it has a 2 retreat cost. Once again, a sniper. You can snipe the bench with this, which is really good. Neasel with 60 HP and the attack Double Scratch. Flip 2 coins, this attack does 20 damage for each head, so technically can also do 0 damage, so I gamble. And we have Weavile EX with 140 HP. Scratching Nails. If your opponent's active Pokemon has damage on it, this attack does 40 more damage. That's really good because there's a lot of Pokemon that are dealing damage to the bench in this patch alone. So being able to hit for 70 right off the bat is kind of damn good. Poochyena with 60 HP and the ability or attack Bite that hits for 20 with the 1 retreat cost. Mightyena with 90 HP and the attack Darkness Fang that hits for 60 on 2 energy and 1 retreat cost. Then we have Stunky, which has 70 HP with the attack Scratch that hits for 10. We have Skuntank that has 100 HP and has Poison Gas. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poison and it does 50 damage. And Spiritomb that has 80 HP and the attack Swirling Disaster. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Once again, a dark type that pairs really well with Weavile. It pairs really well with Honchkrow as well. So I feel like dark are getting a lot of good Pokemons this patch. Then we have Skorupi that has 70 HP and the attack Piers that hits for 30 on 2 energy. And then we have Drapion with 120 HP and the attack Cross Poison that hits 40. And if you flip 4 coins, this attack does 40 damage for each heads. If at least 2 of them are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. That is really good. That is really freaking good. So technically you can hit up to 160 and poison your opponent's Pokemon. That is insane. That is really good. Then we have Krogunk with 60 HP and the attack Group Beatdown. Flip a coin for each Pokemon you have in play. This attack does 20 damage for each heads. Okay, so technically if you have 4 Pokemon, you can do some pretty good damage. And even though it's still a 2 cost, it's still pretty decent. It's a basic Mon, which evolves into Toxicroak with 90 HP and the ability Group Beatdown once again. But now it does 40 damage for each of your Pokemon in play if you land heads. So that's actually pretty insane, bro. Yeah, both of these are actually interesting. I'd say the Drapion might be a little better because you can poison. But yeah, Toxicroak is still pretty damn good. Then we have one of the Pokemons that everybody is waiting for, Darkrai. And this is regular Darkrai has Dark Void that hits for 60 and puts your opponent to sleep. And it has a 2 retreat cost. And this one's the one that's actually insane. Darkrai EX, 140 HP with the ability Nightmare Aura. Whenever you attach a dark energy from your energy zone to this Pokemon, do 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And it has an attack called Dark Prism that deals 80 damage with a 2 retreat cost. Guys, being able to just build this guy in the back, it's a basic Pokemon. Build it in the back. Every time you attach an energy to it, you're still dealing 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. And then you can still attack with whatever Pokemon you have in your attacking slot. So this is crazy. This is actually really good. Then we have Skarmory with 80 HP and the attack Metal Arms. If this Pokemon has a Pokemon tool attached, this attack does 30 more damage. It has a basic damage of 20 and a 1 retreat cost. I really wanted to have spikes, but you know. Then we have Registeel, whose HP is 110 and it has Metal Claw for 90 and a 2 retreat cost. We have Shieldon with 100 HP and the attack Headbutt with a 2 retreat cost, and Bastiodon with 160 HP and the ability Guarded Grill. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon takes minus 100 damage from the attack. What? That is actually insane, bro. That is actually insane. Like, just, yeah, it's a fossil. It's a stage 2. It has a 4 energy retreat. But that ability alone is freaking crazy. That's actually cool. And the attack, it's Headbang for 80 damage. Then we have Wormadam for 110 HP, and the attack Iron Head. Flip a coin until you get tails. The attack does 30 more damage for each heads. So for each heads, it does 30 more damage, has a base of 50, and it has 110 HP on one retreat. That's actually not bad. Then we have Bronzor with 60 HP and the attack Tackle for 30 damage on 2 energy. We have Bronzong with 120 HP and the attack Guard Press during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks and a 3 energy retreat cost. We have Probopass with 130 HP and the attack Triple Nose. Flip 3 coins, his attack does 50 more damage for each heads. Not bad. Not bad. It's once again a heavy retreat cost. We have Dialga, which is gonna enable these Pokemon so nicely. Metallic Turbo takes 2 metal energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your benched Pokemon. That's really damn good. And then we have Heavy Impact that hits for 100 and it's a 4 cost attack. And its HP is 150, so not bad. We have Heatran, which has 120 HP, and the attack Seal Tackle. This Pokemon also does 20 damage to itself for 110 damage, so not bad. Then we have Gible, Gabite, and Garchomp. Gible, 60 HP, 20 attack with Gnaw and 1 retreat. Gabite, 90 HP. It does have a 2 cost attack and slash, but it is water and fighting with a 1 cost retreat. And then we have Garchomp, 140 HP. The ability Reckless Shearing. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw a card. So it's gonna allow you to speed things up and set up yourself. Not bad at all. It's actually pretty good. But once again, dual energy and it only does 100 damage. And it's a stage 2. Garchomp, I wish it would have done you more justice, my brother, but we could see how this works in the future. Then we have Lickitung, which has 80 HP, a 3 cost attack and Tongue Slap that deals 50 damage, and it has a 2 cost retreat, and a brand new Licky EX with 160 HP and the ability Licking Fury. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 40 more damage for each head. So it's a base 100 damage and it does 40 more damage for each heads. That's actually crazy. Yes, you might just flip tails every time because that's just how we roll. But the fact that if you get 2 tails, you're hitting 180, you're taking out pretty much everything in the game. Interesting. And it's a 4 cost retreat, which kind of hurts, but not bad. Then we have Eevee, Quick Attack, flip a coin. If heads, the attack does 20 more damage. Porygon, Porygon 2, and Porygon Z. Porygon with 60 HP and the attack Beam that hits for 20. Porygon 2 with 80 HP and the attack Sharpen that hits for 30, and Porygon Z with 140 HP and the attack Buggy Beam. Can change the type of the next energy that will be generated for your opponent for one of the following at random. Okay, Trolley card. We talked about this earlier. It's a very trolly card, so not saying it's good. It is a stage 2, but kind of trolly. Apom with 60 HP and the attack Tail Jab that hits for 20. Ambipom with 90 HP and the attack Double Hit. Flip 2 coins, its attack does 80 or 40 damage for each heads. Not bad. Then we have Starly with 50 HP and the attack Pluck. Before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. That's interesting, especially if Pokemon tools become extremely OP or heavily used. Starly could see a lot of usage. Staravia, HP 80, and the ability Wang Attack that hits for 40. Then we have Staraptor with 140 HP and the attack Clutch. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can retreat. Okay, then we have Bidoof, aka the God Slayer, with 60 HP and the attack Super Fang. Half your opponent's active Pokemon's remaining HP, rounded down with 2 retreat. Pretty good. Beaverell with 110 HP with the attack Rolling Tackle that hits for 60. I'ma stay with Super Fang. Then we got Baniri with 60 XP and the attack Splash that hits for 10, and Lopunny. I'm watching you guys, don't be weird. With 90 HP and the attack Jump Kick. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Okay. Then we have Glameow that has 60 HP and the attack Pose. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing. Per Ugly, looking thick over here. Damn, fat cat. with 110 HP and the attack Interrupt. Your opponent reveals their hand, chooses a card you find there. Wait, choose a card you find there and shuffle it into your opponent's deck. That's fun. Anything where you can mess with your opponent's plays is really good. Then we have Chatot with 70 HP and Fury Attack. Flip 3 coins, his attack does 20 damage for each heads. Fan Rotom with 80 HP and the ability Spin Storm. Flip a coin, if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. Okay, put your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. That could be really freaking good. If it's like a 3-stage type of Pokemon, this could be pretty damn nice. Then we have Regigigas with 140 HP and the ability Raging Hammer. This attack does more damage equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. It's a 4 energy though, and it only has 140 HP, so even if it's taken like 80 damage, you still won't be able to just destroy anything that's like big in the meta. We have the Skull Fossil, we have the Armor Fossil, and here's where things get interesting. Pokemon tools. First off, we have Pokemon Communication. Choose a Pokemon in your hand and switch it with a random Pokemon in your deck. That is going to be insane. Now, I know it says a random Pokemon in your deck, but there's a lot of decks out there that don't run many Pokemons. They run the exact amount of Pokemons you need. You start off, you already get one. So if you have like 10 cards and you know you're only missing one Pokemon, you can just easily swap something you don't need anymore and bring out the one you do need. So that's actually a pretty damn good card. I really think that card is going to see a lot of play in a lot of these evolution decks. Giant Cape. The Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 20 HP. Once again, very good card with a lot of Pokemon. Some of these Pokemon that can heal themselves, or some of these Pokemons that are tanking, that could see a lot of play. Rocky Helmet. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, do 20 damage to the attacking Pokemon. Bro, this is going to be insane with some of these tanking Pokemon. This is going to be a pain. I wanted to see this card in the game for fun plays, and I can't wait to do these type of defensive decks. I'm already cooking something up in my head. Rocky Helmet is going to be insane. Lumberry. At the end of each turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is affected by any special condition, it recovers from all of them and discards this card. What do you mean all of them? You can only have one condition at a time, can't you not? So will it change things? Will things change? Will you be able to put multiple conditions on your opponent's Pokemon? Sleep, burn, sleep, poison? I don't know. Cyrus. Switch in one of your opponent's benched Pokemon that has damage on it to the active spot. Oh lord. Oh lord. With the fact that we have Pokemon like Palkia and many of the other ones we've seen already that deal damage to the back row Pokemon, or previous Pokemon like Greninja, and then you flip a Cyrus, you move them to the front. Oh lord, Cyrus is going to be toxic as hell, bro. Cyrus is going to be toxic. I'm telling you guys now. You're going to think you're safe. You're going to get a little damage in your back row Pokemon that you're building. Boom, a Cyrus puts it in the front. It's gone. That's crazy. Then another trainer card, Team Galactic Grunt. Put one random Glameow, Stunky, or Krogunk from your deck into your hand. Okay, I could see that working with some of these Pokemon. Cynthia. During this turn, attacks used by your Garchomp or Togekiss do 50 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. This with Togekiss is actually going to be insane. Volkner. Choose one of your Electivire or Luxray, attach 2 energy from your discard pile to that Pokemon. That's actually really good, because Luxray, we've already talked about how much damage it's going to do and the way it's going to attacking the back row once again. And Electivire is actually looking to be pretty damn good. So I actually like Volkner with those 2 cards. Dawn. Move an energy from one of your benched Pokemon to your active Pokemon. Ooh, that could work really well. So we know that if we get an energy from our energy zone and we attach it to our Darkrai, it's going to be able to deal 20 damage with its passive. But then you can play a Dawn, take that energy from your Darkrai and put it on a different Pokemon. Like if you have Darkrai in the bench and then you attach the energy to it, deal 20 damage. You take the energy from the Darkrai, put it on your active Pokemon and attack with the active Pokemon. Ooh, Dawn is going to be interesting. Dawn is going to be quite interesting. Then we have Mars. Your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws a card for each of the remaining points needed to win. So first we have red card, now we have redhead. Okay, I think Mars is going to be an improved version of red card, because at its worst, it's pretty much a red card, right? At its worst stage. And then from there on end, if you get it later on, it's already better. If your opponent has already, you know, taken a point from you, or even two, it'll only draw one card. So it is a trainer card as opposed to just, you know, an item or whatever, but I still think it's pretty good. Tangrowth with 130 HP. Mega Drain, I'm pretty sure we already talked about all these. These are just the alt arts for these cards, and they're looking so good, bro. These cards are looking so colorful. They're looking so good. Combi looks great. Carnivine. Shaman looks amazing. I want that Shaman. Mamoswine looks insane. Gastrodon looks beautiful, bro. I need Manaphy because y'all know I'm going to be running Manaphy like 100%. We have Shinx over here looking cute as well. Rotom looking, I love that Rotom card. Drifbloom is not bad either. Mesprip, really good. I wonder if we have the other ones. We'll see. Giratina. Giratina is looking crazy, bro. That's a really cool looking Giratina. Cresselia over here, looking pretty nice as well. We have Rhyperior. That Lucario card is just amazing, bro. Coach Lucario. Put me in, coach, put me in. Hippopotas. Spiritomb looks insane. The colors on this Spiritomb card look wild. We have Krogunk, pretty nice. We have Heatran looking good as well. Sleeping Garchomp, really nice Staraptor. Bidoof the God Slayer. We have Glameow, Regigigas. Yanmega looks like a freaking gold card, bro. There's a full art, but it looks like a gold. It looks like a crown card, pretty much. Really nice art on that Yanmega. It's actually kind of crazy. Then we have the GOAT, Infernape, looking amazing. Palkia looks really good. Pachirisu, Mismavius, Gallade, Weavile. Oof, bro, these cards are looking so good. This Darkrai card is amazing, bro. Dialga looks really good. Licky. Then we have the full art trainers in Cyrus, Team Galactic Grunt, Cynthia, Volkner, Dawn, and Mars. Then we, bro, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, bro, we have a ton of rainbow. We have a ton of rainbow in this set. That's actually pretty wild. So we have Yanmega. Infernape looks crazy. Pachirisu looks really good. Mismagius looks really nice. Gallade, Weavile, Darkrai, Licky. And then we have full arts of Palkia EX and Dialga EX alongside with the two crown cards, Palkia and Dialga. Now, I will say, I'm very surprised with something. There's a lot of things in this pack that are just absolutely insane, ladies and gentlemen. They bring a lot of variety, usage, and versatility to a lot of these Pokemon. I feel that it's not just a new pack that we're getting, it's a whole new meta. We might still obviously see, I don't know, Mewtwo, Pikachu, Celebi, whatever. But some of these cards are going to bring creativity into deck building to the next level. But some of the things that I find interesting is the fact that, for example, we have an Infernape EX, right? Where is Empoleon EX? We have Infernape EX, but where is Torterra EX? Now, I don't know. I feel like some of these cards are kind of missing from this, so we might still be missing cards, or simply we're not going to get them in this, and we'll get them in the mini set that we get after this, and it could be a Darkrai set because, or not Darkrai, say Giratina set, because we don't have a Giratina EX. We still don't have Regigigas EX, which I feel is weird, not having all of the Regis in EX format. So there's a lot going on, ladies and gentlemen, with this set. But personally, from what I'm seeing right now, we are going to see a lot of new metas change. So let's take a look at the Palkia set. We'll click only exclusive, and as you can see right up here, it says Palkia. These are the cards that will drop exclusively on the Palkia set. Now, I'm not going to go over all of them because we just did that, but you guys can kind of see what's over here and make up your mind as to which pack it is that you're particularly looking forward to pulling. Now, personally, there is a lot of cards all over the place that I'm kind of like iffy about, right? Like I really want to get cards from this pack like Palkia. I really want to get my hands on Palkia. I want to get my hands on Manaphy. Weavile, Spiritomb looks really good. Licky Licky sounds interesting. Garchomp sounds interesting. Rocky Helmet, Lumberry, Cyrus, Mars, Cynthia, right? And some of these just look amazing, bro. This Infernape, Palkia, Weavile, Cynthia, they look so freaking good. So if this is the pack you want to go for, by all means, go ahead. And now let's take a look at the Dialga pack. Let's click the exclusives. And then right here, there's also some really freaking good cards like Luxray, Pachirisu that I'm interested in getting. That Dusknoir is also looking quite interesting. Then we have Gallade, Lucario, Honchkrow, Darkrai, Toxicroak, Dialga. We have Giant Cape, Pokemon Communication. We have quite a bit of cards in here. That Dawn card that I was talking about earlier. So I feel that both sets honestly have some really good cards and a lot of value to them. But that's going to be it for this video, man. I think it's about an hour long. I just wanted to take a look at these cards with y'all, give y'all my personal opinion. Let me know which packs you guys are going to pull, which one are you most excited for, and which card did you like the most. I'll let you know in the comment section which pack I think I'm going to go for, and be tuned. Tomorrow I will upload a video with my summon session. For now, if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.